All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Happy December 13th, 2023. It is great to be back on live here. Coach Nate talking to you. Unbelievable that we're almost done 2023, heading into 2024. Like I said, I left in a comment on the comment section of the channel. I sort of want to get into a discussion here. Basically outlining some goals, outlining some of the things that we're going to be doing in 2024, so some of the ideas for the channel, and then just answering any of your questions. Thelma, I see you there. Thank you so much, Thelma. Thank you for everyone who's hit the thumbs up button. I can't say how much I appreciate that. Hopefully the audio is good. Hopefully everything is sounding good. I also mentioned that I'll have my camera set up next time. I just built an office here, so the streams will be done in the office. So everything will be here. It'll allow me to be able to stick to a nice time schedule, and it'll be giving me the option of kind of coming on here whenever I like and being able to discuss with you whenever I like as well. So I can be at 9 a.m., I can be at 9 p.m., which is a great thing for me, just depending on my schedule and what works best for all of you guys. So Thelma, thank you again. I am here. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Mary, good morning to you. Good to see you as well. And again, as I said, it's been some time here. We're sort of dusting off some of the rust from not streaming for so long. So bear with me here, but we will obviously get through it. We will start answering some questions here. And again, I want to answer some of your guys' questions as well. The topic of today's discussion is health and wellness discussion, but I really want to get into some of those 2024 goals. What are some of my goals? I really want to know what some of your goals are. If you're listening to this later on, if you're not listening to it live like Thelma, like Mary here, if you're not listening to it live, then please let me know in the comments what some of your goals are, because I think having a goal, having a game plan, and not just drifting, all right, not allowing ourselves to just drift into another year, I think can be really powerful and to help us reach our goals, especially when it comes to health and wellness overall. Wellness is sort of one of those buzzwords, I suppose. You see it all the time on YouTube. You see it #wellness in different videos. But what I sort of mean by wellness is overall like health. So mental health, spiritual health, what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, some of your healthy habits, that's all sort of incorporated for me when it comes to wellness. And I really want to make sure that we're thinking about that as well. If you're going to be your healthiest self, nutrition is great. We know we always talk about nutrition on this channel. The videos have been going up. I hope you guys have been enjoying those. We're always talking in some sort of way about nutrition. Of course, that's very, very important. But what are some other ways that we're going to be improving our overall wellness? I think that's an important thing as well. We can't be our best selves, and we can't be our best selves for others if we're not focusing on that sort of stuff. If we're not focusing on our mental health, if we're not focusing on our energy levels, our sleep, if we're not getting enough exercise, we're not our best versions of ourselves, and we're not the best versions of ourselves for other people. I think that's a big thing for us moving forward as well. So Mary, Thelma, thank you so much. Darker Spirit, YT, Darker Spirit, YouTube, hello, good morning. Let me know where you guys are listening from. Of course, you guys know how much I love that. You might not hear me say that as much going forward, just because there's going to be so many streams going forward. But for right now, if you guys can let me know where you're listening from, I always appreciate it. And Darker Spirit, good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming into the chat. So I really want to talk about some of those goals, some ideas that I have going forward with the channel. The streams are going to be a big one, guys. I'm not going to lie. I've really been thinking about the streams. Like I said, I've built this studio for streaming 100% of the time. So a lot of my research is done in here. A lot of my streams are going to be done in here as well. And so I'm really looking forward to being able to get on here whenever I want, really having no distractions and just being able to sit down and have a good conversation with you and, explore some of the research that I've gone through. Right now I'm doing sort of a deep dive in omega-3s, so I think that's going to be our first one. And then some reaction videos. I don't want to get too much into the reaction category, but I think it'll be interesting watching some of the other videos that are out there, some of the other content that is out there, maybe some of the people you guys watch, and reacting, commenting, not being too critical. I don't think it has to be a critical thing. I think when a lot of people react, they sort of think it's breaking down things that are wrong. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be, good things that I think, so sort of good content that I think's out there and I might want to share with you guys and give my own opinion on it. I think those are some of the videos that I want to react to as well. I know there was a question here. Sorry if I'm a little bit slower with the questions. Which fruits helps promoting hair growth and repairs? Okay, very interesting question. When it comes to fruit and promoting hair growth and repairing hair, there's a few. There's even some on this channel that I've sort of talked a little bit at length. I think not speaking on fruits specifically. Off the top of my head, I think papaya might be one, and papaya extract can help. But I think tea tree oil might be one of your best bets when it comes to hair growth, for thicker hair, for slowing down the hair loss process. I think hair growth has seen a number of studies. But like I said, repairing, take it with a grain of salt, because if you really want to slow down losing your hair and you want to repair hair and grow hair and everything like that, a lot of the times you're going to be doing it on some sort of medication. But when it comes to which fruits allow you to grow hair, you're going to see a number of different fruits. You'll see everything from like apples to bananas. From what I've seen, papaya extract has been really helpful for a lot of people. Guava is another one. So guavas are another one. Guava extract has been one. Thinking off again the top of my head, those would be the two that even lime a little bit you start to see in the with stimulating hair growth. But papayas, guava, and lime I think would be the three that I would throw at you, Darker Spirit. All right, helping promote hair growth, especially with lime. And this is the thing, anything that's going to be improving circulation, you obviously want to be improving circulation into the scalp. All right. Vitamin C is another very, very important one also. So that's why you see so many of these fruits now that are being offered. I think with papaya, a lot of the research is going to show that it can help reduce thinning hair. So that seems to be what you're speaking about, and a lot of that has to do with its vitamin C and vitamin A content. Other than that, that's what I would go with. Maybe even a grapefruit. So those would be my best bet. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully the stream's still up and running. Again, I have a new setup, so if there's any issues with the stream, let me know. And great, you're from Israel. Thank you so much from listening from all the way from Israel. That's amazing, Darker Spirit. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope everything's going great with you. And thoughts out to you there. Vitamin B5 for hair, if my memory serves me right. Well, B vitamins, that's a great example. Vitamin C, vitamin A, you're going to want. You're also going to want B vitamins, especially biotin. Biotin, one of the best. All B vitamins are great for hair growth, but biotin, for hair growth and for hair loss, probably one of your best in supporting hair growth or prevent hair loss. A lot of people who are, often dealing with hair loss or anything like that are low in biotin. So anything I think with, a nice complex B vitamin, I think can really do wonders for thicker hair and everything like that. But you're right, Thalma. B vitamins, B5, biotin, I think those are all really, really nice. So your B vitamin, biotin, yeah. B5 being your pantothenic acid. Pantothenic acid, you do see some important things when it comes to hair growth, but pantothenic acid, that's like my favorite one to say. So that's why I always remember B5. I believe biotin is B1. Let me search it. But I know biotin's B7, thiamine B1. It's hard to remember all of them. I know riboflavin B2, niacin obviously B3, folate B9, I believe. But yeah, biotin B7. Not a very, I'll be honest, a very underrated vitamin when it comes to B vitamins. Very underrated in general. A lot of people low or deficient in B vitamins, especially. That's why I think B12 is one of the most common. Vitamin D sneaking up there very slowly as well. But yeah, you can't go wrong with B vitamins. So I hope that helps, Darker Spirit. Again, I appreciate you. And again, I just want to point out, everyone who's listening now and everyone who's listening later, the streams are going to have, I just bought a new webcam. So the webcam is I'd say it's quite impressive considering what I had before. Just bought this new webcam, have a nice setup in the back. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I'm really looking forward to doing it. I have my mic. So I think we're going to be ready to roll here. Yes, all those B vitamins. See, I take a B complex vitamin, so I get a little bit of everything. And sometimes I'll take 2. It's recommended 1. Sometimes I'll take 2 if I'm working out in the morning. I feel like maybe I might need a little bit more. Again, that's not recommended by me, but that's something that I do personally. I feel like maybe I might need a little bit more energy throughout the day. And I like that biotin too. As someone who's approaching 40, hair loss, can be detrimental, but I don't really use it for hair loss. I'm fortunately okay with that, but I use it more for energy, just making sure I'm not deficient in vitamin B, especially vitamin B12. I think those are some of your most common examples of vitamin deficiency. B12 being, probably the biggest of the B vitamins. Folate also. Gloria, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining. Great to see you, Gloria. It's nice to see as we start to get into these streams, as we start to get back in here. As I've said to some friends and even, have been thinking over the last week, it's going to take some time to get back into that algorithm, to get people back into the streams. And it's great to see familiar faces already here. I know we have Mary, who I've seen numerous times. Thalma, Darker Spirit. I don't know if you're a new subscriber, but it's great to see you. Gloria, obviously, staple to the stream. So it's great to see you guys. Great to see everyone in here. And I know as we continue to go on, because there's going to be another stream this Saturday. Again, I think deep diving into omega-3s. And here's the important thing. Here's the nice thing with the stream setup now is it's going to have my face, and then I'm going to be able to show information that I've gathered, the research that I've gathered, whether that be studies that I can put up on the screen, and you guys can follow along. I think that's going to be tremendous. So you're not just looking at fruit, as nice as all this fruit and these vegetables are. I think it's going to be very nice where we can actually go through the studies and through some of the information and not make it boring. It's not going to be going through and word for word going through these studies because, they can be a little bit boring at times. So we'll make sure that we go through that just so that you guys are getting the full clear picture, and why sometimes I don't necessarily agree or I have a different opinion than some of the stuff that is out there. And, it's what's kind of guiding me in my own opinion and in what some of the research says out there. So I think that's going to be really interesting. So camera on, I think that has to happen. And then the other part is what has to happen. All right. If I want to improve the content, I got to put the information up there for you guys. So again, that's why I'm really, really looking forward to these new streams going into 2024 and moving into 2025. 2024 and beyond with the live streams. Again, the videos are going to be out there. The videos are sort of the bread and butter of the channel. I would like to make the live streams in the same way. Now, again, leave a comment. I don't know if 1 or 2 live streams a day. Again, this is possible. I don't know if that's going to be too much. If people want that, again, the people who are here live, the people who are listening to this later, people who are going to be commenting in the commentary section of this channel, is that going to be too much? I'd like to go every day. I'll be honest. I would like to do that now that we have the setup for it. And, you don't have to check in on every single one. Maybe something speaks to you. Maybe I'm going to be reacting to a certain video. Maybe that's going to speak to you. You guys can pop in. But I think it's good to get the content out there and to get the information out there. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Malaku, thank you so much. Peace to you, new visitor here. Awesome to have a new visitor. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're doing well. Let me know where you're listening from. I might be saying it a little bit slow. I have a tendency to do that. Malaku might be a better pronunciation of it, but you let me know. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the thumbs up that you guys are giving. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. And I appreciate all you guys coming in and just sort of being here for the first stream. Like I said, it's going to take a little bit of time for people to get back on their schedule. I mean, the last live stream that I did was 2 months ago. The ones before that were 6 months ago. And the last videos that I've been putting up were 6 months ago. And the reason for that is, referred to you as Mel. Perfect. I can do that. I hope that's what you're saying there. Mel from Ethiopia. That's amazing. Great to have you from Ethiopia. Sorry, I have a lot of listeners from Africa. And I get a lot of messages from individuals from Africa. So I really do appreciate you coming in. Great to have you listening from Ethiopia. I do appreciate you. And that's why I love these live streams. It's literally individuals listening from all over the world. So just being able to touch and discuss with all of you, I think it's amazing. Thalma from Tampa, Florida. I'm just going to say, I knew that, Thalma. Beautiful Tampa. And I always say every time you bring that up, Thalma, that I do miss Florida. My last trip was in Florida just before COVID. There's been no trip since, but I had a beautiful time in your great state of Florida. I'll just say that. It's very, very nice. Great weather, especially being up here in Canada. Being able to get out there at January, leading into February. Amazing time. Great weather. Can't say how much I appreciate it. Mel, perfect. Great to have you from Ethiopia. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask your questions. But I just want to speak a little bit about goals leading into the new year. Overall health, I think has to be. I've gotten messages from individuals who have been in the live streams before, who are sort of a little bit in a rut right now. And it happens. It's, I always say, especially working with hundreds of clients face to face, and I think that's the one nice thing is I sort of bring the background of actually working with clients on a day-to-day basis, hundreds of different clients, with not only working out, but speaking about nutrition. I think we get or at least I get sort of one of those intimate sort of things. What are people? And the nice thing is it's all across the board. It's individuals from, different genders, different age groups, all across the board. Different people dealing with different ailments. So everything from, people who want to run marathons to individuals who are dealing with cancer, late stage cancer. And my heart always goes out to them. And, you kind of take on clients and they become, your goals become, their goals become your goals. And I really want to do a good job. And that's how I see it with you guys as well. But the one nice thing is I do sort of bring that in person, actually working with clients. And I think when it comes to nutrition and things like that, you have to sort of have that background because not everyone is the same. It's why I never really promote, and I've gotten a lot of messages from individuals who want to work or at least be an affiliate or something like that. I don't know, a partnership. I don't read a lot of them, but pushing a certain diet. And right now, there just hasn't been a good fit because, as you guys know, if you've listened to this stream, I don't push a certain diet. What I believe, and I truly believe this, and what the research shows, the best diet is the one that you can achieve your goals and that you can maintain for the rest of your life. And I think that's going to be a big thing. We're discussing goals for 2024. I think that's going to be a really, really big thing leading into 2024. Not only finding what diet works best for you, but just finding, what's going to give you the most success. American citizen serving God's work. That's awesome, Mel. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you sharing that. But again, that's what I always tell my clients, and it's one nice thing is I'm not against certain diets. So if you want to do keto, go for keto, right? If you want to do intermittent fasting with a keto aspect to it, go for it. You can try it. I've had many clients who have tried it, not many who have been able to succeed with it. It's very tough. I think it's very tough. I've done keto before, just sort of as a tester. But a lot of times, with intermittent fasting, I sort of enjoyed that. I've tried vegan. I've tried a little bit of everything, just so I can kind of give, my 2 cents and actually know where people are coming from. I think that's important. But I always go back to eating a well-balanced diet, have healthy fats, have good carbohydrates, good protein sources, and lots of vegetables, good moderate amount of fruits, and I think you can't go wrong. If you're doing that and you can follow it every day, if you want to lose weight, whatever your goal is, right? And just make sure you're in a calorie deficit, and you can be in a calorie deficit on any type of diet. You can reduce the risk of chronic disease, whether that be heart disease, liver disease, Alzheimer's disease. The list goes on and on. You can do that pretty much on any diet. Now, you'll see research out there that shows some diets are better than others, but it can be achieved on any diet. Look at the fruits that you see in front of you. The foods. If you're eating those types of foods, then you're doing an amazing job with your diet. Now, does it have to be do you have to be eating all of those foods? Absolutely not. And then people would say to me, well, there's no omega-3s on there. Well, walnuts have some omega-3s. So if you're eating a plant-based diet, I always recommend to my clients, add some walnuts in there. One of the few fish, so sort of like sardines, salmon, I supplement with omega-3 fish oil, so non-supplement. If say you don't want to go down that route, you don't eat fish, or you're on a vegetarian and vegan diet, add some walnuts in there. You're going to be getting some omega-3s into your diet. Thank you everyone else that's been joining. It's nice to see you guys coming in here. But again, let's just talk about the goals. Here's the one thing I want to say about goals, guys. I think goals are really, really important, especially as we start to go into the new year. And the reason for that is we have to set ourselves up for success. Again, I don't want to come off preachy. I'm just going to give you, what some of the research says. I don't think, and again, this is my opinion, I don't think that you should set out to try to reach 10 goals. I think that's going to be pretty unattainable, to be honest with you. I think a maximum of 3 goals is going to be what's best. I think a maximum is going to be what's best. Research shows that the more goals that you start to add, the less likely you are to hit any of those goals. So let's say you have weight loss. Let's say you have nutrition goals. And let's say you have, cardiovascular goals. All great things. Maybe that's not the best example, but let's just put it out there. It can be any goals. Once you start getting more than 3, all right, I think I always try to remember the exact numbers of the study, but it's something like if you have 1 goal, you're 86% likely to hit it. If you have 2 goals, you're 56 you have a 56% chance of hitting any of those goals. So you're almost at half. And if you have 3 or more, you're about 28 to 29% of hitting any of those goals. So you really have to be on the ball if you're going to hit any of those goals. So it's not talking about 28 to 29% of hitting that third goal. It's going back to all 3 goals. So don't overburden yourself. Try to stick to the ones that are most important to you and really, really focus on that. Narrow in. And I think that's why when we're thinking about goals, I like to use sort of the acronym, SMART goals. What are SMART goals? Well, S, and I do this with all my consultations, so I can give a brief synopsis here. S is going to be specific, all right? Narrow it down. What do you want your plan to be? What's going to make the most effective plan? All right, so if it's nutrition, what can you do, all right, to help improve your nutrition in 2024, all right, to get healthier? Maybe specifically you want to start to reduce inflammation. Well, let's think of, 2 foods that you can start to add to your diet. I would recommend something like blueberry. Say it was for me, I would add a fruit and I would add a vegetable, maybe a spice, turmeric. It's a discussion that you're going to have with yourself, internally. And if you're working with me, it would be a discussion that we would have together. But, say you want to start to lower inflammation in the body, all right? And I think that's really, really important. We're going to have discussions about that, but decreasing inflammation. Why? Because an increase in inflammation, if you're dealing with chronic inflammation, even acute inflammation, you're really setting yourself up and increasing the risk of chronic disease. Heart disease, again, we mentioned them before. Arthritis, joint pain, all of that different stuff. Even lower back pain in the hands. I've seen it with numerous clients. You really want to decrease inflammation. That will be interesting for omega-3 discussion, because if you have that ratio that's really high in omega-6s are very, very easy to have. But if you're not getting those omega-3s, like we see some fat sources on there, avocado being very high in monounsaturated fats, so you're not getting that much really any omega-3s in there. But if your ratio from omega-6s to omega-3s is not ideal, you're going to increase inflammation. So that's why I think the omega-3 discussion will be good. But going back, we want SMART goals. Specific. Make your goal specific. Narrow it down as best you can. Maybe start out with, adding 2 foods, all right, whether that be turmeric, whether that be blueberries. We know that those are both anti-inflammatory. Add 2 and then take away 2 foods that are going to be increasing inflammation. All right, and slowly. All right, a lot of people are very high in sugar, especially this time of year, and it's very hard to get away from. It's in a lot of our foods right now. But maybe try doing something like adding 2 foods that are going to help decrease inflammation and taking away 2 foods. I think right there, great. I think if you want to start to get, working out or some movement, don't start with 6 to 7 days a week. Start with 2 to 3 days. All right. Try for 30 minutes, and then you can always increase from there as time goes on. You have a whole year, all right? You have 12 months. All right? So do it gradually. Narrow it down. How do I want to get more active? Well, narrow it down even more from there. I want to go on, 3 30-minute walks, maybe 30 to 40, because you want to sort of get into that 150 minutes per week. So you don't even have to get that 150 minutes per week right off the bat. Shoot for something that you can achieve, and then you can always increase from there. It's going to become a habit, and that's what we want to make sure that we do. Thelma, let me get to your question here, or comment here. I've tried keto and vegetarian. I don't need to lose weight, though. I remember you saying that in the past, Thelma. Now I don't follow, the icon there, any schedule. I just eat as healthy as possible. Well, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe others would disagree. But, I think eating as healthy as possible, eating, when you're hungry, I think is an important one. And making sure that you're not eating late into the night. All right. And the only reason why I say that is, one, it's just going to increase calories, but also mess your sleep up just a little bit. So you just want to make sure. I think that's a great game plan, something you can follow. So that's great. I've tried keto and vegetarian, like I said, too. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. It wasn't something that I'd be able to stick to lifelong, so I changed it up, and now I'm very, very happy with my diet, and I don't stress too much about it. I know what foods at this point work for me. I know what foods don't work for me, or diet, I should say. So I think that's great. Now let's go to our next one. All right, specific. Make it specific as specific as you can. Narrow it down. All right, the more specific, the more you've narrowed it down, the more effective, your goals are going to be, the more effective your plan is going to be, I think is even more important to say. The next one is M. All right, so we have SMART, specific, M, measurable. All right, we need to make sure that your goals and progress are measurable. So weight loss is a big thing. If you want to lose body fat, that's objective. You can measure that. Right? And the reason why, if it's weight loss or anything like that, if you're looking at the number on the scale and anything when it has to do with like body fat or putting on some muscle, you can get that tested and you can actually see in an objective way how you're doing and how you're reaching your goal. All right. If it's increasing energy, all right, I think that's a great one. How are we feeling on a day-to-day basis? All right. I like journaling. Journal your energy levels, all right, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe even 0. It might be really low energy day. 0 to 10. Measure it out, all right? At least you have an objective number there that you can go back and you can look at. If you're just saying low energy, all right? Low, all right, moderate and high energy, kind of hard to narrow it down just a little bit. What is low energy? Are you a 2? Are you a 3? Are you a 4? All right, very, very tough. I would put a number on it. I would make it as objective as possible. And then again, if you're having it measurable, you can measure the progress. You can measure your goal. So again, if it's energy, and I like taking energy because a lot of my clients think, one of their big things is energy. I think that's a big one. You have to make sure that you're writing it down. Same thing, another big one right now with a lot of my clients is water intake. Very measurable. All right, how many glasses of water are you drinking a day? You can journal that down. A lot of them are starting at 2, and that's not to be judgmental, but very, very low water intake. You can gradually increase it, and it's measurable, and you can see progress. And you're going to, start to feel good by actually seeing you start to progress and start to reach your goals. I think that's amazing. Susan, great to see you in here. Like I said, some familiar faces. I knew it. We're going to be showing up in here. So, Susan, thank you so much. Long time no see. It's great to see you. It's great to have you in chat, Susan. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on, our first live stream back in a long time. But as I was saying earlier, Susan, and people who have been in here and people who maybe have been listening a little bit later on, I have a new studio in here. The streams can be done at any time, so expect a lot more streams, Susan. I don't know how often I'll get on. I kind of want to get on every day. Does that mean you have to watch? I would like you to. I think we have some good information that's going to be coming out, some reaction videos to some the information that's being put out there. So I would like to kind of maybe get some feedback on how often you guys would like me to get on here. But I think a Wednesday, Saturday is always nice. I know the weekends are always nice, so maybe a Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we'll figure out a time from there. But, I had some time. I like the Wednesdays. You guys know that I've always liked the Wednesdays. Not having to start too early is another great thing, because when we were starting before on the Wednesdays, it was like 7 a.m. So I know a lot of the Pacific listeners, like in the U.S. and Canada, very, very tough, because when you're starting at 7, it's 4 a.m. there. Long story short, Susan, it's great to see you in there. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. Dalma, thank you for your response. Nate, much appreciated. My pleasure, Thelma. And I think that's the big thing with these streams, is I can actually get on here and respond to your questions and to your comments. All right, so let's keep going here. All right, so SMART, specific, measurable. All right, and the other one is that we want it to be achievable. All right, we don't have to rush
our goals. So we talked a little bit about the water intake. If you're only drinking 1 glass of water, and that might seem almost unbelievable if you're drinking a lot of water now, like I am. I'm somewhere in between 4 to sometimes 6 liters a day, depending if I'm working out. It might seem unfathomable that some people are having 1, maybe 2 glasses of water, but doing hundreds of consultations, that is far, far and away more common than individuals drinking 6, 7, 8 glasses of water. Usually it's a lot of coffee, usually it's a lot of soda. So make it achievable. The other thing is, if you're trying to lose weight, don't go and I see this all the time, don't go for the 50 pounds in 3 months, or the 70 pounds, 75 pounds in 3 months, 100 pounds in 5 to 6 months. Again, is that achievable? It's probably 95%, 99% of individuals are not going to lose 100 pounds in 5 months. One, you're just going to be in too much of a calorie restricted diet. It's going to be very hard for you to maintain. I see a lot of the time, not really with my clients, but you hear stories and you see online, people who are trying to lose weight that fast are going to burn out, and within 2 weeks, that's why the New Year's resolutioners, they're trying to see results way too fast. And then the scale is not dropping as fast as they want, and that's why you see individuals lose motivation, and very early on, within weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, will fall off. Their goals don't matter, and they go back into the lifestyle that they were having before, unfortunately. So make sure that it's achievable. Take your time with it. Make sure you have time to reasonably accomplish your goal, all right, with a certain time frame. Now, if you're trying to lose 10 to 15 pounds, depending on what your weight is, let's say you're dealing with obesity right now. All right. So let's say you're a male, you're 5'8", and you're 350 pounds. All right. So you have some weight to lose, and that's okay. A lot of people are starting at that point. A lot of my clients in the past, a lot of other people who have worked with clients have dealt with clients like that. You're not the only one. I'd go the other way and say losing 10 pounds. And again, this isn't to be judgmental, but I think you can min-max what you're doing, what you're gaining. I think if you're setting your goal, all right, to be losing 5 to 10 pounds within 6 to 8 months, I think that might be a little bit low. I think you can achieve a little bit more than that. So not only make it achievable, but make it reasonable. All right, you can lose a little bit more, all right, in a healthy way, and that's the most important thing. You can lose a little bit more if you're, dealing with obesity. You can lose a little bit more than 5 to 10 pounds in 6 to 8 months. Especially if you're working with someone. Sorry if I missed some responses here. Gloria, appreciate your comment. I'm sorry that I missed it. Susan H. sounds great. Thank you so much. I am drinking. That's awesome. I like that you like that, Susan, that idea. And that's what's going to happen moving forward, guys. Like I said, I've built this studio, and the whole point of this studio is to stream, to get information out there. Susan, the other thing is, I have a video webcam set up. I'm just waiting for a few final things to come in. Sorry, they should be here today. That's why I don't have my face on. I don't have the camera set up, but I'm waiting for a few things to come in to finish off the studio. And once it's on there, my face will be on, and I can also put up information from studies and some things that I wrote down. And I think that'll be great because we can go over it together. So, like I said earlier, I know it's nice looking at all these wonderful foods, but I think going to the next level, we want to go through some of that research. So a lot of ideas, a lot of things that we can do moving forward, and I'm very, very excited about it. I'm drinking a lot of water. It comes natural when you live in Florida, I bet. Because when I was down there, it was very, very warm. Up here in Canada, right now, I think we're -1. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. Oh, -2, actually. That's Celsius. I'm not exactly sure what it is in Fahrenheit, but we are below freezing. So it might take a little extra effort to get that water in. But again, make it an achievable goal. I would focus more on making it achievable than like my second example there, where, you're giving yourself 6 to 8 months to lose 5 pounds. I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. That's still a win. But, if you think you can achieve more, and I always say 1 to 2 pounds a week is very, very healthy. All right, so if you're losing 1 pound a week, you're losing about 4 to 4.5 pounds a month. Obviously, over 6 to 8 months, you're going to be losing much more than 5 pounds, and in a healthy way, and you can maintain it. So going back to specific, measurable, and achievable. The other thing that we want to make sure to do if we're doing SMART goals is make sure it's relevant. And what does that mean? All right, so sometimes you'll see different things with the R. Sometimes it's called, relevant. Sometimes it's called a couple other things. I can't remember off the top of my head. I usually go with relevant. But what does that mean? All right. It should sort of align, and it should be something that, goes with your values and long-term objectives. So what does that mean? I think weight loss is a perfect example, or just being more active in general. All right, and so why? Why that? Why relevant? And why should it align with your values and sort of long-term goals? Maybe your long-term goals, like I said, weight loss. Well, yes, you're losing weight, but you're also decreasing your risk of many chronic diseases and acute diseases, but chronic diseases, all right? Heart disease being one of them. You guys know, if you've listened to this stream before, heart disease is one of those things that I'm quite passionate about. So, you're lowering your risk of heart disease, whether that be high cholesterol, high blood pressure, atherosclerosis, stroke, the list goes on and on. All right, you're reducing the risk of chronic disease. All right, so very, very relevant, and that has to do with weight loss, and that has to do with being more active, getting that 150 minutes per week. You're going to be increasing your energy levels. All right. Again, not overdoing it. Right now, that's one of my main goals, is not overdoing it at the gym. I'll be honest, all right? Sometimes we can go a little bit too hard, and I've spent about 20 years of, really, really focusing on maximizing, my gains, quote unquote, at the gym. I'm at the point in my life where I don't need to do that anymore, all right? So achievable, specific, measurable, that's my goal. I'm trying to shoot for 3, maybe 4 if I'm feeling up to it, all right, to get out there into the gym. So I'm actually dropping, all right, but it's still going to be measurable, and it's going to be achievable. I know that it'll be achievable, but again, my values are different now. Do I want to be hammering it at the gym 6 times a week, 7 times a week? It's not a priority for me right now anymore. I want long-term health. I want longevity. And when I do go to the gym, I want to make sure that I can go there, have good energy, and not be depleted every time that I go to work out. Trying to, focus on aesthetics. I am focusing on health. And that's what I always preach. And I need to practice what I preach here. Christine, thank you so much for joining. Hello from North Virginia, Christine. It is always great to see you here. As I mentioned before, a lot of familiar faces are going to be coming in. I see a lot of familiar faces and some new faces as well, which is always nice. I saw Darker Spirit. I saw Mel. But Christine, great to have you in here. As I said, the familiar faces are going to start to come back. We have Thalma. We have Mary. We have Gloria. Susan, Christine, amazing to have you guys back. And if you've missed it, we have, a goal set up here where we're going to be doing lots of live streams. The videos are going to be happening. The videos, we put a video out yesterday, which I thought was pretty interesting. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but cucumber seeds. I think you guys might enjoy that. I know cucumbers have their own benefits, but I didn't want to do another cucumber video, so I looked specifically into cucumber seeds, and very interesting, you're starting to see them on lists of healthy seeds. So if you want to see that video, it is up there. There's a lot of other videos that have been going up lately, and I'm trying to do daily videos as well, but the streams are going to be the main focus. There's a camera that's going to be on. I'm going to be able to go over information. So great to see you, Christine. great to see everyone in here, and I really do appreciate it, and I really do appreciate the thumbs up. You guys are amazing. I think we just hit 10 likes, so thank you so much. You guys are the algorithm right now. YouTube's kind of one of those funny things. It takes a little bit to get back into the algorithm. I'm blown away by the number of thumbs up on the videos. Usually, if you're getting 10% thumbs up to view count, that's something that you really shoot for. And usually you're at 7 to 8, maybe 5%. I think I calculated it yesterday. It was 25% on yesterday's video. You guys are absolutely amazing. I 100% appreciate the support. So thank you so much. 25% is unheard of. And it's very humbling. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the information, especially when it comes to, those views and getting, 50 thumbs up. I'm not focused on the views. I'm focused on getting good information out there, and the thumbs up is the thing that I'm always pointing out to people, and always sort of thinking about internally. I like the thumbs up. I like that you guys are enjoying the videos. It's been a long time since hearing you last. I know, Christine, it's been, as I think I was mentioning before, it's been 2 months, but, we did a couple 2 months ago, and then before that, it was 6 months ago. The summer is sort of my busy time, and then I got busy making the studio and dealing with a couple things on my own. We're always sort of dealing with some sort of health thing. But dealing and figuring out some health, not issues, nothing to worry about. It's more physical and from working out, wear and tear. Like I said, I was working out for 20 plus years, lifting heavy weight, going to the gym, being a trainer, so lifting their weights as well. I think any good trainer, any good wellness coach is going to be lifting up their clients' weights, putting them back, so a little bit of wear and tear, but we are on the path to getting better. So that's another thing that was sort of holding me back over the last few months, but we are ready to roll. I'm very, very excited. I'll be honest, I almost couldn't sleep last night because I was looking forward to this stream, to getting back on here, having my own space, and being able to talk to you guys whenever I want. It can be at 9 a.m., it can be at 9 p.m., and that's an amazing thing. That's something I've never had before. I think the sound is probably pretty good. I think the video will be pretty good, but I do have the video set up, the camera set up for next time. So I'm really looking forward to these streams and getting some of the information out there that I've been researching on. Omega-3s will probably be the next one. So we've been going through our SMART goals. Hopefully you guys are getting a little bit out of these goals. And, SMART goals, like we said, the S is specific. You want M for measurable, A, achievable, and R, relevant to your values and your long-term objectives. And I think our long-term objectives are overall health. I kind of want to make sure that we're sort of having accountability here on the channel as well. And that's why I think a lot more streams is sort of helpful, acting as sort of accountability. I think accountability is essential to meeting our goals. I know there's people who watch these streams and aren't always commenting in the stream or aren't always, leaving comments on the channel, but will sometimes email me and ask their questions. I think an accountability team is always great. You need an accountability team. It's all about having a team around you when it comes to your overall health. You need a team. You need an accountability team. I think that's my personal opinion. You don't if you're very, very self-dedicated and if you don't have a team, that's 100% fine, but I think having an accountability team is amazing. And it doesn't mean you don't have to be hard on yourself. You just kind of check in every now and then and make sure you're on your right path. Whatever your goal is for 2024, you check in. And I like this to be a place that you can check in. It's a judgment-free zone. It's a safe place. Everyone is going for the same thing. I'm going for the same thing. And we can talk about it. If you're having troubles with anything, you can ask questions and things of that. I think you guys get the point. You just stream when you feel for it. You can wake me up at any time. Thank you, Thelma. I might do that. There might be some early streams. I was going to make a later stream last night, but I thought we go back to our early streams that people are used to, and we'll build into a little bit later streams as we go down the road. But, our Wednesdays were at 7. Now we're at 9. I don't have to do them at 7. So let's go back to, so Thelma, I can definitely do that. Time-based is our last one. So the T in SMART is going to be time-based. You can just call it time. All right, what does that mean? Again, it kind of goes back to achievable. All right, see how they all sort of, coincide with one another? All right, it has to be an achievable. So we talked about losing, 75, 80 pounds in 4 to 5 months. Not really achievable. All right, in fact, not healthy. All right, so what's a good time? And this is something that when I'm working with clients and doing consultations, say they want to lose 40 pounds. All right, what is a realistic time frame for them to lose in a healthy way those 40 pounds? All right, and I think once you sort of set that realistic goal, don't be too ambitious. Have drive. All right. Don't overdo it, but still, shoot for that goal. If you set a time on it and it's healthy and it's something that's achievable and time-based, go for it. Set a clear date. Prioritize, all right, your goals so that you can hit that time frame. And putting a time on it, we also see in studies, and I also see with clients firsthand, is that it increases your motivation. So if you're trying to lose weight, that's always the biggest one, because I know, especially on this channel, the most messages that I get are weight loss messages. All right. And, it makes sense. I think I've done streams where, and the number's probably up right now, especially coming out of COVID, because these were 2019 numbers. 66% were either overweight, obese, and then I forget what the last category is called. I think it's not the nicest word. It's like extremely obese or extremely overweight. And so that's very, very unfortunate. But of course, if we're dealing with those sort of numbers, we want to make sure that we are really hitting on those weight loss factors, because those weight loss factors are going to do so much for you when it comes in terms of health. You're going to get, it can be everything from, lowering the risk of chronic disease to improving energy to improving sleep. Okay? So losing that weight, being a healthy weight, is going to be super, super important. I mean, not a lot of people can get up at 9 a.m. and then start streaming. I know that's sounds like, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but if you don't have good energy, if you didn't get a good sleep before, it's very, very tough, especially to get your point across. A lot of the times I feel like I can get on here and just talk and talk and talk, and I hope I'm not doing that right now, talking your guys' ears off, but, you want to make sure that you're at your best, and you want to make sure that you're, hitting your SMART goals. So put a time on it. Give me 1 second, guys, here. I'll just be right back. I'm just going to go grab some water, and then I will be right back, and we're going to get into a little bit more of a discussion here leading into 2024. So just give me 1 second, guys, all right? I'll just literally be very, very quick. I'm just going to go and sign real fast. All right, sorry about that, guys. I am back. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I really do appreciate you guys coming in. Like I said, it's our first one in, I don't know, 2 months. The nice thing about being out here now is I'm not rushed. So I'm able to get my points across. I'm able to, have this nice discussion with you. A lot of people will tell me that when they listen to the streams, even if there's not a ton of comments, but there's been a ton today. I really appreciate the engagement, guys. Thank you so much for all the messages. Thank you so much for coming in here. But a lot of people will listen to them while they're exercising and things like that. And, that just makes me so happy because, that's what's better than that. Me talking about, nutrition, health, being active. If you're listening to it while working out, there's nothing better than that. Thelma, didn't mean to leave you out. You are always included, Thelma. Don't you worry. So that's sort of what I would like you guys to focus on, all right, or at least try to, and I'm going to be doing the same, all right? Don't think I'm just preaching to you guys. I am in the same boat. I think everyone needs to do this. Have goals going into 2023. Don't overdo it. Don't make too many goals, all right? Focus on the ones that are most important for you. Let's say 6 months down the road, you hit your weight loss goals, you hit your nutrition goals, you hit your sleep goals, your water goals, whatever it is. Let's say you hit those goals. Now you can go to another one. Now you can, focus on something else. I think that's great. So your goal was to do 150 minutes of movement per week. And then you hit that goal and it becomes a habit and you've been doing it for 6 months. I think that's great. Now maybe since you've made that habit, you've been sticking to it for quite some time. 6 months is a long time for most people, let's face it. I've seen it numerous times with clients. 6 months is a nice time to build. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks to build that habit. If you're doing 6 months, you are really rocking it. So I think that's a great thing. You can go to your next goal or focus on a different goal. I think it's just really, really important that you set out a goal for yourself going into this new year. Come into the streams, have some accountability partners, and make sure that we're really trying to focus on being our best selves. And I know that's cliche, being our best self. What is our best self? I don't know. Do most people know? But I know one thing, all right, if your goals are objective and they're measurable and they're achievable and they're specific, if they're SMART goals, then you're on your way to being your best self. If it's weight loss, whatever it is. Christine, I'll make a few comments, but I usually just listen. And there's nothing wrong with that, Christine. If I'm watching streams too, I'm the exact same way. A lot of the times I do not always comment. Sometimes I do. It just sort of depends. There's nothing wrong with that, but I do appreciate that. I appreciate all the comments and I appreciate the listeners. There's a bunch of you in here right now on our first stream in months, almost 3 months. I'm not exactly sure. It's been so long. And nothing wrong with that. Again, sometimes we go through seasons, guys. I'm not going to be hard on myself for not getting on here and streaming. The important thing is we move forward, and you guys, I would like you guys to do the same with your goals. Continue to move forward, continue to improve. We can slowly improve. Don't worry about the past. All right, the past is the past. We move forward, and then we go from there, and then we keep trying to achieve those goals. But the main thing, if you're just getting in here, and I think it's going to be really, really good moving forward, having my face on stream and being able to pull up some of the information that I always talk about. Where's the information coming? All right, that's what, one of the things that I'm able to now sort of point out and show to you guys. All right, which is very, very, it's a nice thing. But don't be hard on yourself. I mean, a lot of people are way too hard on themselves. I have some really, really great clients, all right, that, their whole goal is just to make it to their workouts, to, discuss nutrition. Yes, they want to. Some of them don't need to lose weight either. Like Thelma, you mentioned, they don't need to lose weight. Their goal is just to get out, to move, to improve their overall health. Their goal is just to make it 2 times a week with me, and then maybe have a walk for 30 minutes 2 times a week. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're moving forward and as long as you're trying to improve yourself as best you can. This is a good time for you, Christine? Perfect. I think it's a good time for quite a few people. I know on Saturdays, maybe a little bit later. I know some people like to sleep in, or they're a little bit busier Saturday mornings. But beauty, like I said, I can stream at any time. I'd be interested to, see how people react to or sort of engage with nighttime streams. Not too late. I'm talking maybe more about like 7, 8, sort of a nighttime thing. Maybe as you're getting ready for bed. And again, the live streams are always posted after as well. But it's nice. I'm really, really happy, and I'm actually very, very impressed with just how many people are coming in right now. The length that individuals are listening is just incredible, and it really speaks to you guys as well, because you're in this live stream speaking about nutrition, speaking about 2024 health goals on a Wednesday morning. Props to you guys for being able to do that. But I really, really want to focus on, and thank you so much for the likes. Like I said, right now you guys are my algorithm. You guys are my algorithm. What does that mean? It means if you're thumbing up the video, if you're leaving comments, that helps with the algorithm. It gets more eyes on the channel. That's just how YouTube works. YouTube is a tricky game right now. So not everyone is getting the notifications. I tried to get it out there. I have my Twitter back up. I believe it's Foods for Health 1. I should remember that, but I just got it back. If you search Foods for Health Twitter, I believe the handle is @Foods. I'm going to put it in the chat. Foods for Health 1, I think, is the handle. That's the Twitter. So you can always find, and I'm just getting back into Twitter. I forgot to tweet that I was getting up on live stream, but you can find information on there as well. I thought I'd get back on there just because there are going to be more streams, just because there are videos and I can post them on there. But yes, that Twitter is back up. That Twitter is back up and running. And so I appreciate your guys' support. Like I said, you are the sort of algorithm at this point. And, it's one thing to say, but, all sort of content creators, I don't know if I guess I create content, so I guess I fall into that category, a content creator. So, but, that's what people are pushing right now. The thumbs up, this subscribe. So I do appreciate that. 10 o'clock Eastern time is my bedtime. That's mine too, Christine, so don't worry. We probably won't be going past 10 o'clock. Yes, this is a nice community. It really is, Dom. It really is. You guys are very, very supportive. It's a great community, and that's one of the best things. That's one of the best things of doing this, to be honest. Having a great community, having a supportive community, and that's why I think it can be a great accountability tool for everyone. Yeah, I think that's one of the main things, Christine. A lot of people only do YouTube. I usually only do YouTube as well when it comes to streaming. A lot of people have been telling me that I need to get onto the streaming for Twitter, to get on the streaming for Facebook. Unfortunately, I do not know how to do that yet. Maybe I'll figure it out. But right now, I'm happy with the YouTube streams. Evening stream. See, this is why I like throwing it out there and like getting your guys' feedback in real time. Gloria, thank you. Evening streaming is a great idea. Late night snacking can be a problem. Absolutely, it can. Late night snacking is, Gloria, you hit it right at the nail on the head. Late night snacking can really be a major issue with individuals who are trying to improve their overall health. When I do my consultations we talk about diet, I'll split it up into breakfast, I'll split it up into lunch, whatever it is. It's just a little bit of a snapshot, but I always leave a space. There is always a space for what do you eat at nighttime. And that's when you start to see the chips, the chocolate, the fast food, processed foods fit in at nighttime. So I'll always do that. And I always tell them, okay, let's have an honest conversation of nighttime eating, of nighttime snacking, because it can really, really throw off people's overall health and overall goals. I mean, if you're thinking about those SMART goals, it can really throw it off. So you hit the nail right on the head there, Gloria. So that's why I think evening streaming was a great idea as well. And a lot of people can't get on early. So nighttime is another option for individuals. Thank you for a great stream today. Looking forward to many more, Coach. Mary, thank you so much. Always appreciate you. And again, definitely going to be many more. Thank you so much for the comment. I appreciate having you in here, Mary. Thank you again. And my pleasure for doing the stream. And like I said, many more to come. So you're very, very welcome. Damon, great to see you in chat. Again, another staple to the streams. You're all coming in here, all fitting it in. And we had some new people in here as well, asking some great questions. Late to the show, but that's okay, Damon. I know it's early where you are. And that's why I like doing the 9 o'clocks, Damon. The 7, you were still getting in on the 7s, though, surprisingly. The 7 a.m.s, you were still getting in on those start times. So shout out to you, my friend. Late to the show, positive vibes to all in chat. Always positive, Damon. Thank you so much. Positive vibes to you as well, my friend. Appreciate you very much coming in here. I know it's early. If I'm not mistaken, and I know I'm probably not, West Coast, California. Positive vibes out to California, Damon. I hope I'm not wrong about that. But I think moving into 2024, moving into the live streams, moving into the videos that are always going to be there, I think this year can really, really be a great year for us. I think we really need to start focusing on ourselves, really, and not in a way that a lot of people think that. And thank you so much for the likes. It's not really showing up on here, but I believe we're at 11 likes. Thank you so much. The likes, again, really help the algorithm. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the support. But not in a selfish way where it's not selfish, again, to try to better yourself, to focus on yourself. That's not a selfish thing. If you're healthy, if you're at your best self, you can be better to others. JJ, great to have you in here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Coach. Always a great discussion with you. Appreciate it, JJ. Always great having you in chat. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're enjoying the discussion as much as I am. So thank you, JJ, for the comment. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a wonderful morning or a wonderful day wherever you are. Thank you so much. But again, a lot of people think it's selfish to, get that movement and go out there, work out or get movement. I don't even like calling it working out. Just get movement in. Being a little bit more active 3 to 4 times a day. It's not selfish. If you're at your best self, you can be your best self and you can be your best self for others as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. In fact, I think that's important for us. What's more important than our health? Working with individuals with cancer, just seeing the prevalence of cancer that's out there right now, of other things. I see an increase in things like pneumonia, shingles, respiratory illness. There's a lot of stuff that is going out there. So we want to make sure that we are being our best selves and our healthiest selves as we move into 2024. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with that. Let's decrease our risk of those acute respiratory illnesses are, of course, acute, I hope. And we're moving past that. We've, hopefully got through the worst of COVID-19. I know they're saying numbers are up and we're still dealing with that. But I think I think it's safe to say, just from all the information that's out there, that we've gotten past the worst of COVID-19. So let's really start to focus on ourselves so we can be our healthiest self. I would say and I get this question a lot, so I'm just going to throw it out here as we're just talking about health and wellness, as we're talking about our goals. A lot of supplement questions. I think if you're not supplementing with vitamin D, especially if you are in a country like I am in Canada, where we're not outside very much, where it's cold, we're not getting that natural sunlight, that natural vitamin D. Damon, I know that you're out in California, so you're probably getting a lot right now. And I know a lot of people who are listening from, in areas like Barbados, Bahamas, always a little bit jealous. I'm not going to lie. Florida, Thelma, you're probably getting some good vitamin D from natural sunlight. Always a great thing. But I think if you're not supplementing with vitamin D right now, you're doing yourself a big disservice. You can speak with your medical practitioner on what the right dosage is for you. You can find it online. You don't have to overdo it, but be consistent with it. I always like vitamin D with vitamin K2. Vitamin D3 with vitamin K2, I think, is one of the most, it's hard to say most important, but it is an important supplement that we should be taking. Tough to get that vitamin D3, that vitamin D if you're not in a sunny location. A lot of the times that leads to, seasonal affective disorder, more depression, low self-esteem, low mood. We're not getting that vitamin D. And as I mentioned in a video a couple months ago, vitamin D is becoming one of the most prevalent and one of the most seen vitamin deficiencies out there. And it makes sense. And I think it's been like that for a long time. I think it's just being studied more, to be honest with you guys. I think vitamin D has been low, and one of those vitamins that most people are deficient in. I think just with COVID-19 and a lot of vitamin D studies coming out of that, I think now you're starting to see it more and more. So I like vitamin D3 with vitamin K2. I take it daily. You don't have to take a lot. It's not something that you really need to hammer in there, but as long as you're consistent with it, it has such great synergistic effects. Great for immune system, great for boosting energy. There's just so many benefits to it. And like I said, if you're not in a sunny location where you're getting that vitamin D, that's going to be tough to get. But it's tough to get vitamin K2. A lot of people will get a little bit confused, and I was at one point in my life as well. A lot of people will get confused with vitamin K and vitamin K2, and I was at one point in my life as well. Vitamin K you're going to be getting from things like spinach, from broccoli, but vitamin K2 is different. You need that from organ meats, which a lot of people are not a fan of, or fermented foods like sauerkraut. I'm not a fan really of any of them, to be honest. I was drinking kefir for a long time, and I'm going to start drinking more kombucha. A lot of people pronounce it different ways. I say kombucha. Tea, homemade, usually the best. But you need those fermented foods if you're going to get vitamin K2, and it's very, very tough to get that vitamin K2 into your diet for most individuals, unless you're a big fan of fermented foods, which I'll be honest, myself, not really. If I'm making a stir fry or something like that, maybe that might be a good time to add sauerkraut in. You're not tasting it as much, but you need the fermentation. That fermentation process is going to bring out the K2. But supplementing with it is the easiest thing you can do. It's going up in price. I'll be honest. It's going up in price now that we're starting to see the health benefits. It's starting to be more and more studied. Vitamin D you can still get at a great price. I know at one point it was one of the most cost efficient, cheapest vitamins out there, supplements out there, going up a little bit, but still very, very fair price. But I think if you're going to get it, do yourself a favor, like myself, like Christine, try to get a vitamin D3, vitamin K2 supplement. If that's one of the ones I'm going to recommend, it's going to be vitamin D3 and vitamin K2. So I get a lot of those supplement questions. Again, I don't think you need to overdo it. A lot of people ask what supplements I take. Right now, it's quite high. I'm sort of on intermittent fasting and things like that. Just with my diet, I try to get in B vitamins, obviously D and D3, K2. I try to get an antioxidant formulation, so something with vitamin A, C, E, selenium, zinc for overall immunity. I'll take that. Magnesium I'll take usually on a daily basis. What else do I take? Fish oil I'll take quite regularly for my omega-3s. Calcium a little bit, and that has to do for other reasons. I get quite a bit of calcium, but I need a little bit more just because, sorry, I just saw Kiefer in the chat. But just because I am dealing with a little bit of a joint injury, so I need to keep my calcium high. A couple of medications on there can affect bone mineral density. That's neither here nor there. Maybe I'll get into that a little bit more if you guys are interested in it. But we all go through our trials and tribulations, but you can't let it get you down. You got to keep on going. What else do I take? That's really about it. Oh, prebiotic, of course. Probiotics. Huge on probiotics. One of the best things that you can take. And that's about it. About it, kind of sarcastically, because it does sound like a lot, but it's not in high dosages. Like a lot of the time, the anti-inflammatory supplement will say 3 pills 2 times a day. I take 2. A lot of time, the magnesium will say take 3. I'll take 2, maybe 1. With the B vitamins, I'll be a little bit more higher. With the vitamin D, a little bit higher, but that's something I've done for a long time, and I know I'm getting more benefits out of it than negative benefits. Yes, CMOS, exactly. Don't sleep on CMOS. Absolutely, Damon. 100%. Spirulina is very popular. I used to drink a glass of kefir every morning. Same, Thelma. That's how I was doing it. I got a little bit boring. Yeah, it got a little bit boring now. Yep, absolutely. It's one of those things that you have to at least for me, I had to make into a habit and just put it into my diet, and without even thinking, almost like grabbing my morning coffee. Ginger. Both are good, Damon. Ginger, yeah, especially. Love ginger. One of my favorite foods when it comes to overall health. But when it comes to kefir, it was one of those things that I had to have it first thing in the morning. Almost like I was grabbing my morning coffee. And I wasn't having a lot. I forget how much exactly it was, maybe half. I'm not having it right now, but I was having it maybe half a cup, maybe a little bit more than half a cup. Again, you don't have to have a lot. Just make sure you're consistent with it. I think that's the main thing that I want you guys to take away from. Just be consistent. All right? Be consistent, and that'll go a long way. It's the same thing with turmeric and black pepper. All right? You don't have to have large amounts of it as long as you're being consistent with it. Don't overdo it. It's very potent. If you're activating that curcumin in it by putting some black pepper in it, maybe a little bit of fats, you're doing yourself a huge advantage. One of my favorite spices, if not my favorite. So just be consistent with it. And I think for your goals as well, all right, when it comes to health and wellness, and when it comes to your 2024 health goals, consistency is the name of the game. So you got those SMART goals. You can't achieve those SMART goals without being consistent. You need the consistency. Then I switched to a glass of gin first thing in the morning. Glass of gin. Ginger, I'm sure you mean. Right, Thelma? A little ginger tea. Yeah, ginger tea is a nice herbal tea. I love ginger. I love slicing it up, and so I can still eat the ginger. Slicing it very fine, so you can still eat the ginger. I know infusion is always best, and a lot of people will infuse, but I always think actually consuming is much better. You're getting way more health benefits. You're getting that, the gingerol. You're making sure you get the gingerol from the ginger. Again, when it comes to teas and things like that, you don't need to boil. All right, you don't need to boil the ginger in there. You can always just boil the water, let it cool down a little bit, and then add the ginger into it. I think that's one of the best things that you can do, one of the best ways to make those teas. And again, thank you so much for the thumbs up. Again, I'm having a hard time of seeing the likes and the thumbs up. It's been stuck for me. I'm not exactly sure how many thumbs up are up there, but thank you so much for the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Nasty liquid from Britain. Nasty indeed. And this isn't to be, again, not judgmental, but I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol. Alcohol is totally out of my life. It's been a little while since I've had alcohol, and I know, Thelma, you're just kidding, but I should do a stream on alcohol and alcohol consumption, just because. And again, it's not to be judgmental, but I think it's important to put that information out there. Just the nasty, detrimental effects of alcohol on our bodies. There's those studies out there where they're saying like a glass of wine. I was having this conversation with some individuals where one glass of wine a day, and usually it's more, people would be having more. Those have sort of been debunked a little bit. I think what you're starting to see now, anything over 2, you lose the health benefits of. 2 drinks per week, I should say, not 2 drinks a night. Let me just clarify that. 2 drinks per week. So just keep that in mind, because that was a big thing that was going on. God's blessings. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. To you as well, my friend. All the best. So I hope this discussion was helpful. I think the main thing in here, we started getting people in here who I haven't seen in a long time. Thelma, or spoke with for a long time. You guys will see me next time when I'm on stream. Thelma, Darker Spirit, you were in here. Thank you so much for coming in here, all the way from Israel. Hope you're all good there. Like I said, Thelma, Gloria, Mel, Susan, great to see you all in here. Christine, again, I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. Mary, JJ, Damon. Hopefully I didn't forget anyone, but I hope it was a helpful discussion on some of our goals. Again, I'd like to leave down in the comment section below what some of your goals are. All right? How can we help each other on reaching our goals? You guys know some of my goals now. Be consistent. And deal with some of the injuries that I'm having right now. Again, we can get into that on a later date, but I think it's important to put that out there. A lot of people are dealing with things like that. So, you guys aren't the only ones. We're all dealing with things, and we can all improve things to improve our overall quality of life and our overall health. I hope that the volume was good. I hope that the audio came in well. I hope that the stream was looking nice. I think it's going to be great when my face is on there and I can actually put the information up there. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I think you guys are really going to enjoy the streams. I wish to improve memory. Well, memory, Mel, I'm not sure if you're a fan of turmeric, but, you see things with turmeric, healthy fats, omega-3s. Just make sure, again, you're mixing in with black pepper. Activate that curcumin. You're going to get that crossover with the blood-brain barrier. And you got piperine in there. Very, very healthy. What else? Blueberries, high antioxidant foods. So your berries are going to be very, very helpful. And also your vegetables. You got those sulfur compounds in broccoli. You got spinach, high vitamin C, garlic, all those different things when it comes to memory. And then also you're going to want to make sure that your sleep is on point. At least getting 7 hours of sleep. 7 to 8 being ideal. That's another one of my goals. Increase the amount of sleep that I'm getting. It's just so important. So nice to catch up with you as well, Damon. It's been yes, absolutely it has. Thank you so much, Damon. Appreciate you. Thelma, appreciate you, and everyone that I mentioned before, appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. The main goal was to get on here, a reintroduction to the streams, knowing that these streams are going to be way, way more prevalent, going to be happening way, way more in the future. So be on the lookout for them, because they could be daily. They could be happening at night. There's going to be some reaction videos, which I think are going to be really interesting. And reaction videos from not necessarily information that I disagree with, but I think it's good to get information out there that I kind of enjoy and explain why I think that that's good information and what the studies say, and just from personal experience. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate the thumbs up. Again, you guys are the algorithm. I appreciate the support. We are the fit team. We're here for each other. We're here to help each other. I think that's very, very important. Let's continue to help each other. Let's continue to be our best selves as we move into 2024. Let's continue to set those goals and achieve those goals, and don't rush them. Make them realistic. Remember, if we want to make smart goals, be specific. All right, narrow it down. That's always going to be effective when it comes to planning. Make sure they're measurable. All right, we have to be objective with it. If not, then how are we supposed to follow our goals and know that we're actually moving towards them? Make sure that they're achievable. Don't try to rush them. Be consistent. I think that's a huge thing. So make sure that they're achievable. Make sure they're relevant, all right, to your long-term objectives, your long-term health goals. I think that's very important. All right, that's going to be extra motivating to you, and that they go with your values. Like right now, my values before were hitting the gym 6 to 7 times a week, really pushing it. That is not a value of mine right now. All right, that is not a value of mine. Overall health, having a healthy body, having a healthy mind is much more important to me than any aesthetic is. And then time-based. Clarify, all right, what task you want to prioritize, and then when do you want to achieve it by. I think that's a great thing to do. Again, that's going to help increase motivation, and again, it's going to narrow things down and help you to achieve the most pertinent goals that you have set out for you for 2024. All right, make them more attainable. All right, yes, poor sleep for many years. You're not alone, Mel. A lot of people are sleep deprived, just like a lot of people are chronically dehydrated. A lot of people are chronically sleep deprived. So I think getting enough sleep, very, very important. Obviously, that's one of my goals. Make sure I'm getting enough sleep, getting to bed at a good time, waking up at a good time, and then enjoying my day from there. Discipline is huge, Damon. Discipline, consistency. Don't be too hard on yourself. Focus on the discipline. Enjoy the discipline. Enjoy the benefits that discipline reaps for you. Being disciplined, a lot of people think, they see it as a negative thing. I think it's very much a positive thing. Consistency, same thing. Let your goals work for you. Let discipline work for you, and you'll have a much more easier time of achieving your goals. Mel, back at you. Great community here. I love it. That's why I love these streams. You guys are very, very supportive. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Thank you so much for coming in. The longer we go, the longer we have people coming in here. I can see the statistics. The average view duration continues to go up. So I really, really appreciate that for you guys. And I hope to see you guys in more live streams. Come into those live streams. Say hi. My face will be on there so I can, address you personally. And I think that's going to be great. I think I'm really, really looking forward to 2024. Really looking forward to these streams. I'm a 7-hour sleep person. Oh, I can't sleep any more than that. I'm kind of with you, Christine. I'm kind of a 7-hour sleep person myself, to be honest. And if we're getting 7 hours, we're doing a good job. Anything over 6, we're doing a good job. Again, 9 is not reasonable for most people. 10, we just don't have enough time. All right, I can't remember the last time I slept 10 hours. It's been years, maybe when I was a teenager. But guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video. The stream. We've been going an hour and a half. Oh my gosh. We've been going for 90 minutes. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you took something out of it. Hopefully the goals and those SMART goals sort of resonated with you. I hope that, again, that we can achieve these goals together. And I hope that you are excited as I am about the live streams that are going to be coming. All right. I got to get my voice back. I got to get my voice used to these streams and talking. They're not always going to be 90 minutes. A lot of them are going to be straight to the point. Some of them will be a little bit longer, but I will be, addressing the comments a little bit more. Some are going to be, addressing the content a little bit more. New studies that are coming out. I'm going to be addressing those new studies, new guidelines that are coming out. You're seeing a bunch of new guidelines that are coming out. So I want to put those on and then address those. We can go through the guidelines together. So not all stream will be made equal. But thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate the Fit team members. I appreciate everyone that's in chat, everyone that thumbed up the video. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. There's tons of videos that are going to be coming out. Lots of great information. And again, look for those notifications. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful Wednesday. I'm not sure when the next stream will be. It might be tomorrow. I have some things coming in. The studio will be set up 100%. So I want to make sure that I get up there. It's what I built it for. So I want to make sure that I get as much content out there. So have a great day. Christine, I see your comment here. My goal, eat more varied diet, not the same thing all the time. Absolutely. Variety is king. Variety is key to a successful diet. That's a great goal. I think that is a great goal, Christine. Props to you for that. I mean, if we want long-term success with our diet, we have to enjoy it. Sort of what I was talking about earlier. So, yes, stay strong, everyone. Keep motivated. Keep disciplined. Keep consistent. I will talk to you guys soon. And we're going to, go on this journey together into 2024 and throughout 2024, and we will reach our goals. All right. So thank you, guys. Let's sign off there. I won't keep you any longer. Appreciate you. Enjoy your Wednesday. I'll make sure I get the next notification out. If you're not following the Twitter, maybe you might want to follow the Twitter. If not, that's fine too. But the Twitter is live, so I appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time. Okay, let's sign it off there. I was going to say what the next stream will be, but we'll leave it as a little bit of a surprise. So thank you, guys. Peace, love, all of that great stuff to all of you, and the best health possible, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.